Hoje no Sofá 89 a gente vai desenrolar uma ideia com Scott Stapp, a voz do Creed. Tem muita história para falar, né? De coisas que ele já fez. Atualmente ele tá com um disco bem legal, que é o The Space Between the Shadows. Vai falar dos shows que ele fez aqui no Bagazil e muito mais. Agora no Sofá 89. Scott Stapp, genial, vocal do Creed aqui. Ele tá fazendo uma carreira solo sensacional. Tocou em vários lugares aqui pelo Brasil, lotou todos os cantos e vai fechar a tampa aí num show que ele vai fazer em São Paulo. Mas enfim, o cara tá apavorando. Acabou de lançar um disco muito legal, que é o Space Between the Shadows, que tem uma música mais legal que a outra, super bem produzido. Enfim, já vamos começar falando desse disco, o que ele significa pra você, se é uma virada de chave ou se só parece que é.
Right. This album did come after a major turning point in my life, and that was a decision to live a life of sobriety and health and fitness, and so with that, you know, it brought on a newfound clarity and ability to reflect on my life, my experience through that journey, and my outlook on life moving forward, and everything that I had been through to get there. And so it really encompasses a lot of things, but that experience and that life change was the catalyst for it all.
Legal, a gente sabe que você passou por muita coisa, né? Você viveu muita coisa, experienciou muita coisa, e a gente tem praticamente a mesma idade, né? E a gente viveu muitos anos 90, e você viu de perto grandes amigos seus acabando morrendo, perdendo a vida, e você passou raspando por isso. Essa música Gone Too Soon, qual que é o significado que ela tem para você, né? É uma música que você fez mesmo pro Chris Cornell e também pro Chester Bennington, é real isso?
You know, in looking back, I feel very fortunate and very blessed to have made it through that crazy rock and roll period, as well as you know, some personal struggles that I dealt with, and I was very fortunate that you know, I had a very strong woman in my life, my wife Jacqueline, and family behind me to surround me and help me when I couldn't help myself, and help guide me and push me to the right choices for what was best for me in my future, so I could be the best husband and father and artist that I could be. So I'm very grateful for that. And the song Gone Too Soon, I'll never forget the day that was inspired. It was the day that Chester passed, and of course that was on the anniversary of Chris Cornell's passing. And so I kind of relived that, and then that hit me at the same time, and then as I'm dealing with that and feeling the loss, I'm also reflecting on myself and knowing that, you know, that very easily could have been my fate. And so with all these emotions going on, I went to the studio that day, and I think that's how I processed the experience. You know, I felt compelled to write a song, you know, which kind of detailed in the lyrics my initial reaction to their passing, but also a feeling of hope, because I didn't want to just wallow and mourn forever. You know, of course I addressed that emotion, but I wanted to leave something that could maybe help myself and others who heard the song heal and move forward. And so that song is kind of, although it was inspired by that event, it really can connect with anyone who has experienced the loss of a loved one or a family member or a friend.
Sim. Isso que você falou da esperança é interessante porque muita gente escreveu falando que a sua música ajudou a pessoa. Assim, a sua música, muita coisa que você fala e acaba a pessoa que está passando por isso sente uma renovação e pode melhorar. E eu queria saber, assim, de você, qual que é esse sentimento de saber, e se você sabe, eu acredito que sim, que você ajuda as pessoas com as suas composições.
Yeah, you know, over the years I've become very aware of how the music that I've written through the years has given others hope and helped them. And in the moments that I was writing it, a lot of times I was in a place where I needed hope. And the only way that I could do that was to try to force myself through song to express the pain and the sorrow and the struggle, but always reach for hope within that song, and to put it out there. And that's kind of a theme that I think runs through all of my music and my entire career. And I think that that's only been able to be present in my life because of my faith and then my family. And so that was the hope that always would end up being present in my music, and you know, the fact that it's able to connect and help others who are going through the same things or whatever they're going through is very humbling. And you know, the reason I got into music when I was first writing songs is because I wanted to know that I wasn't alone in the world, and that there were others out there like me. And you know, 23 plus years later, I've learned that there's millions and millions of people out there just like me, and I'm glad that my music can connect us as humans and as a human race.
Legal. O que é esse With Arms Wide Open Foundation? O que você pode dizer sobre isso?
Yeah. Well, I started the With Arms Wide Open Foundation in 1998, and it was to help children and families that were in need, that were in poverty and that needed assistance with food and education, shelter, sometimes homelessness. And over the years, the foundation has expanded, and now we also help veterans and people who suffer with addiction, depression, mental health issues. And so I think my personal life experiences have helped expand the mission of the foundation. And so my wife also has a foundation that's a part of the With Arms Wide Open Foundation that she's had for years called Charm, Children Are Magical. And so between my organization and her organization, which focuses on children and education and life skills and helping underprivileged youth in inner cities. So we've kind of joined forces there because together we have a broader reach and a broader impact. And so it's something that we're both very passionate about. And we take with us all over the world, not just in the United States. We do help and do work. From Japan to Haiti to South America, wherever there is a need that we feel compelled in our heart that we should step in, we do.
Demais. A gente já viu aí várias pesquisas científicas que comprovam que o que é muito legal para uma criança são as interações sociais, né? Então, assim, você que é uma pessoa preocupada com isso, que é pai, é um paizão, o que você faz, o que você mais gosta de fazer com seus filhos? Qual tipo de interação assim, que você acha mais importante?
Well, I think one thing that's so important for children is the family unit. Having the mother and the father present and active in their lives, and in the extended family, you know, grandparents, aunts and uncles. And even if a mother or a father is not able to provide that, just being present, being there, being involved, positive affirmations to your children, encouraging. And of course, you have to balance with discipline. Every child needs rules. That was the hardest part for me in being a father, because of my upbringing being so abusive. It was difficult for me to say no, and so I've learned that I have to do that. But I think it's very important for the future and for our children to feel loved, safe, listened to, and they need guidance. And I've found, with having 4 children, that they learn a lot by watching you. It's almost like they learn more by what they see you do than what you tell them to do. So, the best model that my wife and I try to focus on is how we interact and how we handle things in front of them so they can see how to resolve conflict, see how to deal with life. We don't shelter them and avoid them from having to face a failure, because they're going to have to know how to do that and handle it as an adult. So we're just there to guide, nurture, show love, support, and be present. And I think that even a single parent can provide that same level of support.
Sim. Então, você falando disso, né, dessa criação, a sua foi mais difícil, assim? Muita gente que a gente entrevista, eles comentam que os pais ajudaram na música, que foi legal e tal. Com você foi a mesma coisa ou não? O negócio foi mais metal?
No, my parents were not involved in anything musical with me. That was something that I was involved in as a child. My real father, biological father, left when I was 4 or 5 years old. I never knew him. And during that period where it was just me and my mother, I began singing at school and volunteered and to be in school musicals and would get the solos, and I saw the reaction from the parents, and so it encouraged me to continue. And then once my mother remarried to a very abusive man, I kind of just focused on athletics and sports, but that was always in the background. And so when I got away from that situation, I came back to my first love and began my musical experience and journey after I left home.
Demais. E quem te apresentou Def Leppard, que é uma das bandas mais incríveis do mundo?
I was running through the streets in the neighborhood when I was about 9 years old. And I went to a friend's house. We were the same age. And I think his older brother or sister had a Def Leppard cassette. And they started playing it. And we were rocking out, playing air guitar with tennis rackets. And then we turned on MTV, and eventually the music video for Photograph came on. And I saw it. And right then in that moment, I said, I want to be just like that guy. And everything that video displayed. The big rock guitars. He had a beautiful model, in the video, and I have my beautiful model wife. That was just my, it set my dream. And so it started out as what I saw, but then the passion of the music came as I matured and got older.
Que legal, demais. Bom, a gente tem muita pergunta de ouvinte aqui. Eu já vou começar fazendo algumas delas. Então, vamos lá. Cadê aqui? A Tati Teles, ela fala, quando uma música faz muito sucesso e você tem que cantar toda hora, isso te cansa?
I found in my career, because of how the fan reaction is and how alive they become when you play a hit song, and the energy and the passion that they give during that hit song, I never get tired of that. So I never get tired of playing the song because in that moment, it's not about the song anymore. It's about the connection with the audience. And that's something I never get tired of.
Legal. E qual que é a diferença assim, que você está sentindo não, já faz um certo tempo, né, da sua carreira solo com o Creed? É uma coisa que te dá mais liberdade ou é além? Assim, o que é?
I always had complete freedom musically in Creed. I write the same way and create the same way now as I did then, just with someone else. And so, from that regard, there's no difference. Creed had such a rapid rise to success that it just happened so fast that I think it was amazing. All our dreams came true in an instant. And then just as fast as it came, it was over. And then, of course, we reunited in 2009 and put out Full Circle. and you know, we're on hiatus now. A lot of people, it's funny, they say ex-vocalist of Creed. I'm still the singer of Creed. I will always be the singer of Creed, and we're not broken up. We're just doing different things, and you know, but as a solo artist, you know, I have a new connection with a separate set of family. You know, my solo band. It's like it's a similar relationship and experience, and we're going through this journey all over again, and you know, so it's very similar in a lot of ways. I think the differences are just the relationships, you know, different people that I'm playing with, but you know, I'm fortunate because I get to continue to play my Creed catalog to the public and the fans, as well as my solo work. So I get the best of both worlds.
Sim. O Pablo Muniz, ele quer saber, manter o entusiasmo com Creed ou se estabilizar com a carreira solo? Qual que é o seu maior desafio?
Right now, my passion is my solo music and my solo career. Of course, I'm still very passionate about my Creed music. I mean, what I wrote with Mark on those records was my diary, was the story of my life and my experiences. And so I'm very still connected with that material, as it's the story of my life and my journey. And so I still perform them very passionately because I still connect even on a deeper level now. But moving forward, you know, I'm focused right now on my solo career and my new music and where I am in my life as a solo artist. And you know, the beauty of it all is they both can coexist. They both can live together in the same world, and so it's a fortunate position to be in, and I'm very happy to be here today in support of my new album, The Space Between the Shadows, and sharing that new music with the fans here, and also allowing them to and playing the songs that they've known from my past. And so again, I get the best of both worlds.
Ótimo.
Yeah.
Para fechar aqui, ó, a Kiki Rory, ela pergunta o seguinte: você tem noção que inspirou uma geração de adolescentes não só pelo som, mas também pelos vídeos?
I think being older now and having a chance to sit back and reflect on that, and having younger artists who come play with me, come and share their stories about, you know, they played my songs when they were in high school, and they had their hair like mine, and you know, because of the videos. And so I've heard so many stories from you know, bands that are out there now about the influence that we had on their musical career and journey, and then even from family members and friends and new people that I meet, you know, share a story about, I remember where I was the first time I saw this video. And so I'm aware of it now. As it was happening, I was so young and so caught up in just everything moving so fast, I didn't realize, you know, how much it was impacting, you know, the world for that matter at the time. But I'm aware of it now, and very humbled and grateful that I was given that experience and that place in the music world, and honored that people have perceived it and accepted it that way.
Demais. Você sabe que o Brasil aqui, né, os brasileiros são os que mais te amam. Depois dos Estados Unidos é o lugar que você mais tem fãs, né? Queria que você falasse aí desse catadão de shows que você fez. O que você achou, como que foi a recepção, o que você curtiu, quando é que você volta, fica aqui?
I mean, the shows so far have just exceeded. I knew they were going to be amazing, the fans, the Brazilians, because of my past shows, but it even exceeded my memories of the past. The first show, I've never heard an audience sing my songs in 3-part harmony.
Oh.
I've never heard that in every place I've been in the entire world. You know, there was someone singing in my key, someone singing the octave higher and someone singing the octave lower. It was beautiful. I had goosebumps. I get them now talking about it. I had goosebumps all over my body because of the energy, and I was sharing that with the fans that night. And then last night, again, amazing audience, and just to hear them sing, and how the music has connected, and just how emotional the people are, and how full of love and passion, and it comes out. That's very contagious to me. I love that. And Brazil is unique and unlike any other place in the world, for that matter, in how they channel music at a concert and with the artist. And it's been unbelievable.
Demais. A gente espera que ele volte, espero que você volte aqui em breve. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the show.
Obrigado.
Thank you. At the show. Valeu.